Make sure you bring a sample.
So we're back at the random episode of Cincinnati Stingers MyLEAGUE here in NBA 2K17. Last episode, we had a historic episode. We won our first NBA championship with the squad. So Shane Wheeler, a big part of that, obviously. He did win Finals MVP. And next up was Jason Tatum, who did end up getting injured throughout the season, but he came back to the playoffs in a big way and helped helped Shane Wheeler win the championship with the squad. But this one, another man, Nick Cheeks. He is a point guard. He is probably one of the best point guards in the league right now. #1 playmaker in the league, I'd say so myself. Plus, he can slam it down too. But right there, our single lineup for this year is Nick Cheeks at point guard, Shane Wheeler at shooting guard, Jason Tatum at small forward, Lynn Morgan at power, DeMarcus Cousins at center, and Fred Jenkins, Nerlens Noel, Damian Jones, Scalabus here, and more. But look at that, we're #1 power rankings in 2 of the 3. And last episode, we finished with 64 wins in this season. So we're looking to get more than 64 this year, as we started off very well, 7-0, 8-0, 9-0. And yeah, we dropped 10-1. Now 15-2 and 15-1, 17-1. And we went up all the way to 22-2 right there, as we're still #1 here in the Eastern Conference by 8 and around 7.5 games. So look, Shane Wheeler dropped 53 and 11 for basically a franchise high in points here in a single game. So 53 points by Shane Wheeler leads the franchise in a single game in that one. But Shane Wheeler 36 points in another game, Nerlens Noel 14 and 10 for a double-double, and another game Jenkins drops 39, 8 and 4. So everyone is contributing. Jenkins, Cheeks, Wheeler, even Tatum on there. But Shane Wheeler #1 in the Eastern Conference All-Star voting and #1 overall in the NBA. But 32-5 at this point in the season. We're almost halfway there to getting our franchise high in wins for a single season. But 36 here, 36, 38, 39, and we reached 40 wins before the All-Star break once again in a season, just like last year. At this point, we're losing a few games, and it looks like Shane Wheeler pulled a left calf muscle, and now we're pushing around the trade deadline and the All-Star weekend, and we're losing a few games there. Tatum drops 31, Cheeks drops 41, and we're having a great season. But wait, here's one. Torn left Achilles out for the season is Shane Wheeler. That is the worst news I've ever seen, and he's up there for MVP along with Nick Cheeks in 3rd overall when it comes to MVP so far. We're going to sign Nerlens Noel to a 3-year deal worth $18 million per year, and same with Lynn Morgan, $22.09 million for 3 years, the max we can give him when it comes to years. So we signed both those guys, essential parts of our franchise. We're going to go trade for Malcolm Little, as we need a shooting guard to go and step in and play well. Malcolm Little on the 76ers, he can make a difference here, and I know it. But All-Stars, we have Shane Wheeler, Kyrie Irving, Nick Cheeks is on there too. So 2 All-Stars for the Stingers this year. I'm pretty surprised that nobody else was an All-Star because their team is so dominant. But Western All-Stars, we have Ingram, D'Angelo Russell, Kevin Durant, Emmanuel Mudiay. Dunk contest, they have Francis Jenkins, and he has a ruptured left Achilles for the season too. And Shane Wheeler is up there for the 3-point contest, and Jenkins is up there for the Stars contest in the Rising Stars contest. So we win the last game before the All-Star weekend, and we're gonna go sim through a few of these activities and kind of stuff to see how well they do. But Francis Jenkins won the slam dunk contest with a torn left Achilles. How did that happen? I have no idea how that happened. This game is so weird. But Ben Simmons dropped 19 in the All-Star game. And yeah, we're going to start off the rest of the season. We have no hopes of winning the championship at this point. 2 of our major starters out for the season, or at least we have 2 major players, I guess, Shane Wheeler and our man Francis Jenkins. But 50 and 20 here at this point in the season. We're trying to win our 60th game, the final game against the Timberwolves at home. We win this 124-101 final. But Jason Tatum's up 25, Cheeks drops 20, as we win 60 games in the season, enough 60 and 22. But Ingram is the MVP of the season, Sheldon Watkins is Rookie of the Year, 6th man is Dwight Guerrero, Marion Wall is Defensive Player, and Luke Walton is Coach of the Year of the Lakers. So, All-NBA first team, Damian Lillard, George Patton, we have Brandon Ingram, Ben Simmons, Karl-Anthony Towns. 2nd team, we do not have no Stingers. 3rd team, we have Nick Cheeks, Steph Curry, Antetokounmpo, Bobby Portis, and Nikola Jokic on there. For all first of his defensive first team, we obviously have no Shane Wheeler. He would have been on there if he finished the season. And yeah, we have no rookies, so obviously they'll not be on the all-rookie teams. But 24.2 points per game on that one, and almost 9 assists on that one, so a very good season for Cheeks. As look at Karl-Anthony Towns, I thought he would have been MVP, but I look at our player stats for the season. Obviously, we do have Shane Wheeler in a few categories, but that's basically irrelevant since he was injured. So at this point, we're basically just trying to go and maybe finish the best we can with this team. Our team is good. I guess it may be good to win the championship this year. I really don't know, but 3 major starters: Scalabus here, Francis Jenkins, and Shea Wheeler are all out for the season. We're facing the Atlanta Hawks in the first round, 40-42. They really did have not that good of a lineup, so I'm still expecting us to sweep the Atlanta Hawks in the first round, even the first 2 games, even the 3rd game. And let's go and simcast the last game to see how well we play against the Atlanta Hawks at home. And the Atlanta Hawks, we went just basically destroyed them completely. We won by almost 60 points in that game, over 50. And Tatum, obviously 38 points. Little at 25 and 10 for a double-double. Cheeks at 20 and 18 for a double-double. 18 assists on the game. That is the difference of our man Nick Cheeks. Great playmaker. As we're facing the Cleveland Cavaliers in the second round, they have a good team with Kyrie Irving, but LeBron's gone, so we have a legitimate shot to win this one. So now they have no LeBron James. We actually have a legitimate shot in order to win this series in the second round. But they take game 1 here, or the second round. We take game 2, we take game 3, 2-1 lead. Now 3-1. And now we're going back to Cincinnati here. We're trying to go and take this W and move on to the Eastern Conference Finals. We take this 126-105. We're moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals here. Cheeks 35 points, Little 21, Damian Jones 21. And the crew is playing very well right now against everyone. But Elvin Randolph only 25 for the Cavs. And we're facing the Toronto Raptors here in the Eastern Conference Finals. Sacramento's facing Memphis in the West. But the Raptors, they're 41-41. I thought they're like a really bad team, and I guess they somehow made their way to the Eastern Conference Finals with the leadership of Jonas Valanciunas. That's about it. But they have Jakob Poeltl for 2 to 4 weeks with a broken right forearm, and Chris Middleton out day-to-day. So we have a lot of injuries, they have a lot of injuries, but they take game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals by 111-89, so they destroy us in the first game. Now, staying in Cincinnati here, we're trying to take the second game. We do 117-98 final, so Little 25 points, gets us the W, ties one up at 1 apiece here. So we're going to game 3 of the Eastern Conference Final here, trying to take a W here in Toronto. But we take the first half, and we're ultimately going to go and take this 118-92 finals. So we win and take a 2-1 edge here in the Eastern Conference Finals, just due to Nick Cheeks and Jason Tatum, plus Malcolm Little, all playing extremely well and efficient here in these playoffs. We actually had a legitimate shot of winning this series, but now a 2-1 edge here over the Raptors, still in Toronto, and we take this 118-90 final, almost the exact same final as last game, as Tatum drops 35 and 5. Nick Cheeks with 27 and 10 assists for a double-double, and Middleton's back, 23 points for them, but Layden had 20 rebounds for a double-double. But now a 3-1 lead here in the Eastern Conference Finals. We're going back to Cincinnati. We take this 100-81. We're moving on to the NBA Finals for the second year in a row. So Tatum drops 18, Morgan 12 and 14 for a double-double. But that's about it, as we are moving on to the NBA Finals the second year in a row, facing the Memphis Grizzlies. The Grizzlies defeated the Sacramento Kings. The Kings had a 3-1 lead, and yeah, they blew it against them. So a 3-1 lead is blown again this year, at least in sports, in real life. But Memphis 40-34 in obviously the NBA regular season. They actually have a pretty bad team. They have Giannis Antetokounmpo's brother in the starting lineup at small forward. That's crazy to see that. You have Kevin Looney, probably their best player on their team, and that's about it. So you have a legitimate shot of winning the NBA Finals again. They have Kelly Oubre Jr. out for the season. They have Terry Laurier out for the season too. So game 1 of the NBA Finals, we're in Cincinnati here. First quarter 33 points, second quarter 28, 38, and 35. We went big against them in game 1 of the NBA Finals, 134-95 final. But Little dropped 43 points, probably a career high, I'd say so, in that game. Nick Cheeks 30 and 11 for a double-double in that game, as we played very well. Our shooting was so efficient in this game. It's unbelievable how well we played. But Caldwell Pope, best player on the Grizzlies. Yeah, that's about it. Kevin Looney 13 and 12 for double-double. We're up 1-0 here in the NBA Finals in this game. So I mean, second game, we take this 113-90 final. We're up 2-0 here in this series. But Nick Cheeks 22 points, 10 assists for double-double. Morgan 15 and 10 for double-double. And yeah, we're doing very well against these Memphis Grizzlies. Caldwell Pope 17 points, Richards 13 and 18. But we're up 2-0 here in the NBA Finals. We're going to Memphis. We're trying to take a 3-0 edge here in the NBA Finals. But they win this 104-85 in game 3. So they take this W. Tatum only dropped 20 points. Caldwell dropped 21. So better game by them. But going into this game, we're 2-1 series. But they take this one 116-108 by 8 points. Now it's all tied up at 2 apiece in the NBA Finals. So I'm severely underrating these Memphis Grizzlies. They're pretty good. Evan Fournier, Kevin Looney, 25 and 11 for double-double. As it's 2-2 series here, all tied up. We're going back to Cincinnati. We're trying to take this W, take a 3-2 edge. We win this 114-107, and we're up 3-2 here in the NBA Finals. So Tatum and Cheeks, 24 points for Tatum, 21 points for Cheeks, and 12 assists for double-double. And again, we played very well against these Memphis Grizzlies. Fournier only 22 points. Their shooting was terrible. Caldwell Pope 3 and 18 from the field. and we're up 3-2 here against Memphis in the NBA Finals. We have a shot of winning this one here in Memphis. Let's go and do this one. First quarter, I'm assuming this one pretty slow here, and we are going to go and take the first quarter, 38-40 points here in the first quarter. Now second quarter here, we're trying to take a bigger edge here. Now 38, 40, 42 points in the second quarter, 82 in the first half. And third quarter, we're putting up big numbers here in this third quarter. Let's go.
And they've done it, the new NBA champions. What a moment it is right now to see the team who played so well together enjoying, Clark, this NBA championship moment.
Well, Kevin, it's awesome to be here to witness what happened tonight.
And seeing this team come together over the course of the season and on into the playoffs, what a joy. I mean, there is no better champion the league could have asked for.
And a pleasure here at 2K Sports to be with you all season long. Good night, everyone.
That's right, so we won our second NBA championship in a row here with the Cincinnati Stingers against the Memphis Grizzlies. So Cheeks, 39 points, 20 assists, career high 20 assists for a double-double. He was amazing in this game, 13 for 20 from the field, 7 for 8 from the 3. So just amazing game by him. Plus, we have Tatum and Malcolm Little, 38 points for Malcolm Little. He was probably my best free agent, my best acquisition all season long. He was so clutch in this playoffs. If Cheeks didn't play as well, I'd say Malcolm Little for our playoff MVP, but Grizzlies, yeah, Bobby Portis played pretty well. Otherwise, their team just choked completely. Their shooting was horrible in this game. We defeated them by so many points. It's a crazy WS, but Nick Cheeks, obviously your finals MVP, 23.3 points per game, 11.5 assists per game, so a double-double he averaged throughout the playoffs is Nick Cheeks. We win this one big. I don't know how many points we won that one by, but it was plus 50 plus in that game. But Nick Cheeks' career high in assists per game with 20, and our league leaders in points, we have our man Nick Cheeks, 25.5 points per game, 10.6 assists in this playoffs. I mean, Nick Cheeks, he's an amazing point guard. I'm so happy to see how well he's playing, as he's finally realizing his full potential here in these playoffs. But our team played very well in the playoffs. Obviously, we won the NBA championship back-to-back years now. I didn't think we'd actually go back-to-back once we saw the injuries from Shane Wheeler, Scalabus here, plus our biggest one, I guess, actually no, our biggest one is Shane Wheeler, but obviously Francis Jenkins, such a big contributor from the bench, our sixth man who's playing very well before he got injured, and yeah, we somehow overcame that adversity and won this one. I can't believe it, but Little, obviously our best free throw shooter. I'm actually really surprised about that one. I thought for sure it'd be Nick Cheeks, because Nick Cheeks led us in almost every single category except plus minus there. Obviously Jason Tatum led us, but Malcolm Little, less than so many points. Rebounds or Nerlens well. I thought it'd be DeMarcus Cousins, but assists was Nick Cheeks, steals Nick Cheeks, block shots Nerlens well. Turnovers Nick Cheeks because he had the ball the most. Field goals made per game Nick Cheeks. Malcolm Little from the 3 was deadly in this game and in this series so far. So I mean, we got to keep Malcolm Little and try and make him our 6th man next year, or even 7th man with Francis Jenkins coming back. So I mean, our lineup is going to be so stacked next year. I think we go for that elusive 3-peat with Shane Wheeler. Hopefully he doesn't get injured. Our lineup just needs to stay healthy, and I think we can probably go and win it all again next year as long as the Lakers are not in the finals. Lakers, they're so hard to beat. Same with those San Antonio Spurs. But obviously Francis Jenkins ruptured left Achilles, out for the season. That was such a big injury. Same with Scalabus here, plus Shane Wheeler. I mean, I don't know how he overcame that. Malcolm Little, low 21.6 points per game in this playoff, 6.9 rebounds per game. I'm pretty surprised about those rebounds, but 2.2 steals per game. That is so huge. And it looks like his contract thought is, it's taken me a long while to make this conclusion, but I definitely love being in Cincinnati after that playoff run. So Malcolm Little gets his first ring here, and that is a big one. As Malcolm Little, I'm surprised how well he played though. 38 points in the last game. He had double-doubles a lot of the time. He obviously dropped a ton of points throughout these series here. Obviously against Cleveland he played very well. But going on to player retirements, we do have Derrick Rose here. Goes and retires. Ricky Rubio, Dantas Monteunias, you have Al-Farouq Aminu, you have Robert Covington, Shane Larkin, Jordan McRae. Jordan McRae, I think he's a former Stinger though, I'm pretty sure he is. But if we check on here, he is a former Stinger there in 16 to 17 seasons. So there's a lot of former Stingers, but when it comes to league meetings, nothing approved here. They want to eliminate the draft lottery for some reason, which would pretty much promote tanking, which I hate that. But I don't know about the conference changes when it comes to all-star teams, so I'll leave that at that. Going on to the draft lottery though, I really don't care who wins this one, to be honest with you. But it looks like the Houston Rockets win this one, and they're the first overall pick in the NBA draft this year when it comes to that. But staff signing, same staff coming here except trainer. We had to change him because our one-year contract for trainer ran out last time. But let's go to this NBA draft in 2025.
With the first pick in the NBA draft, the Houston Rockets select Alton Ogman from Penn State University. We have a trade to announce. With the second pick in the NBA draft, the Houston Rockets select Anthony Ruffin. With the third pick in the NBA draft, the Oklahoma City Thunder select Keith Chaney from the University of Alabama. With the fourth pick in the NBA draft, the Detroit Pistons select the 21-year-old point guard from Italy. With the fifth pick in the NBA draft, the Miami Heat select Gene McGee from Michigan State University. With the sixth pick in the NBA draft, the Brooklyn Nets select Jordan Rowe from the University of Michigan. With the seventh pick in the NBA draft, the New Orleans Pelicans select Taribo Ikidia from Nigeria. With the eighth pick in the NBA draft, the Dallas Mavericks select the 20-year-old big man from Germany. We have a trade to announce. With the ninth pick in the NBA draft, the Brooklyn Nets select Jason Waters from Georgetown University. With the 10th pick in the NBA draft, the Indiana Pacers select the 20-year-old small forward from Penn State University. The 31st pick in the NBA draft, Antonio Craig from Syracuse University.
So first overall pick was traded once again this season. Come on. Like, this is so sick of I'm sick and tired of this happening. The first overall pick should not be traded, especially when he's basically the first overall pick, solid first overall pick, due to his overall, I mean. But when it comes to this, actually it's not that bad of a draft. It is a weaker one than usual, but we still picked up a very good player, 31st overall in Antonio Craig. He has a pretty good shot out of his overall right now, but A- potential. So I mean, that's pretty good at 19 years old for a small forward / shooting guard. But going on to the next thing, which is pending options, we obviously extended option to Jenkins, Cheeks, and Davenport. Going on to the option summary for the NBA, it looks like Dennis Smith declined his, Labissiere declined his, and a few other people down there. But going on to our next thing, which is qualifying offers, we extend one to Malcolm Little, but we also re-sign him, and Jordan Clarkson to a one-year deal. So hopefully Malcolm Little signs with us back. But Dennis Smith is a free on here. He's $28.5 million per year. We have Jimmy Labissiere. We have Russell Westbrook, who we could sign, but I don't need to have any room for another point guard on this team. We have D'Angelo Russell on here too. So hopefully that breaks up those Lakers dynasty, or at least somewhat dynasty. We signed Malcolm Little, though, in the free agency, which is pretty cool to see that. But player progression, we have Shane Wheeler, 92 overall, Jason Tatum, 89, Cheeks, 87, We also signed a few other players too on the bench, but those players are pretty much irrelevant when it comes to our team, just due to how much our starting lineup gets time. But obviously, starting lineup the same as last year, except we have De'Aaron Fox in there, and we have a few other players like Sheridan on the bench. So I mean, I guess let's end this episode off here. Make sure to like and subscribe for more Stingers matches. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.